I was born in Lagos in 1971. For the ones that don't know, this means I was born in a dictatorship. In Portugal, women could not vote, and they could only drive if they were married and if their husbands allowed it. Can you imagine this? I would have had problems with the police for sure, or I would have been single all my life. That was not needed because political freedom came 3 years after with the revolution in April 74, smelling of red carnations. Today we live in a world that has nothing to do with the one I was born into. I was raised in a society where women had no choice, no opportunity, unless they had to weigh up through education and productivity. I lived all my life with the belief that almost killed me. Parar é morrer. Which means in English, to stop is to die. Do you have the same belief? Living under a dictatorship shaped my parents in ways they never realized by then. They had to watch what they said, what they did, or they could have been arrested. After the revolution arrived, that anxiety just simply changed form. My father taught me a lesson that he believed with his whole body. If you don't work, you are going to be a parasite. And please, never be financially dependent on a man. I believed him. We must take action for freedom. And in doing so, we forget that the true freedom requires the courage and the permission to be still. I created a life around motion. I started to work when I was 13 years old. I even bought my first motorbike with my own money when I was that age. I worked and studied at the same time. I had 3 children, and I was still working 12 hours a day. I had a meeting in my living room when my son was 1 week old with my team. I built a school from nothing, and I was teaching in 2 universities. I created a life around motion, non-stop, always growing, always achieving. In fact, it seemed like success. I was running toward my safe place, that not knowing that my safe place was becoming my prison cell. I was doing the right thing. I wanted all. I didn't know, and probably I still don't fully know how to do it without being trapped in a rigid routine. I became my own oppressor and my own victim. And I burned out. And then I recovered. Then I burned out again. And again. And again. Every time it happened, I used to tell myself, you just have to manage time better. You have to be more efficient, more disciplined. Deadlines and multitasking were my silent companions. For a high achiever with a dopamine addiction, pausing meant failing, and rest was completely unthinkable. If efficiency was an Olympic sport, I was just training for gold. At one point, I even considered postponing pregnancy. if it meant I needed to pause. Stillness for me was something that, it was like a door I would open, and on the other side, I would go crazy. And plus, this is not just my own story. This is the default mode of successful women. The world worships motion. Parents rush children from tennis to handball, terrified of falling behind. Busyness is a badge of honor. We even feel ashamed of slowing down, especially with a phone in our hands, which is quite impossible, by the way. Chronic stress is not exhausting us anymore. It is making us ill. The numbers tell a very clear story. In Portugal, 3 people have a stroke every single hour. And this is not just my own story. For me, the statistics gives me an answer. My mother had 2 strokes and passed away with the age of 68. And this is not just a Portuguese problem. In the UK, strokes in people over 40 have risen sharply. But for the ones of 50 to 59, they increased 55% in the last 20 years. And the USA, the same trend appears, alongside with the dramatic rise of autoimmune diseases, such psoriasis. Are we teaching our children that it's safe to live like this? Anxiety disorders between the ages of 10 to 24 have increased 52% since 1990. We are the generation with more freedom than ever, and we still are raising children that cannot be still, cannot be alone with their own thoughts, cannot exist without performing. As an educator, I see this every day. Children are not broken. They are mirrors. They are becoming us. 12 years ago, we decided to do something radical at our school. We introduced daily meditation to the ages of 3 to 5, just 3 to 5 minutes meditation. At first, there was immediate resistance. Children thought, someone understands us, but parents and teachers thinking, oh, we are wasting learning time. But something unexpected happened. Children became calmer, the environment more serene, and everybody was happier. Children learned that they could be still and nothing bad would happen to them. We also introduced social emotional learning, where children could name their feelings without judgment. And we created quiet spaces, indoors and outdoors, where overwhelmed children could retreat with the fresh air, with the soft sound of birds, with the scent of olive trees, flowers, and grass. For me, children had the permission to be still and without fear, something I never had when I was a child. The transformation arrived. Fewer conflicts, longer attention spans, higher test scores, but something deeper shifted. Children learned that they could be still and nothing bad would happen to them. And they learned that stillness is about choice, the choice to move and the choice to pause. That the stillness is not about absence, it's about presence, it's about momentum. Imagine if we could have these tools in every schools in the world. It would be great, yes? Okay, now let's go for an exercise. Choose the person next to your right. Look at her or him, and I'm going to ask you to press his or hers earlobe. And do it. That said, it was okay to touch ears, okay? Don't worry about that. Just press the ear, okay? Okay, you can press your own if you prefer, but press it. Okay, you're doing well? So now I'm going to start counting, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let it go. Can you feel the pressure? Can you still feel the pressure in your ear? This is what happens in life. You don't give the time to feel it. You just go from one impact to the other. Situations, emotions, people, and you didn't give the time to feel it. We have 2 more minutes together. I would like to invite you, like in the beginning, to just listen. Because when we just listen, we not only get more from the world, we can choose the impact we create in others and the impact we want to receive. Imagine that freedom is a choice. I suggest you do every day. You pause 5 minutes each day and increase it when it feels like it was a minute. Stillness is not about doing less. Stillness is about living better. It's the ability to see and smell beauty in simple things, like a rainbow, like a salty sunset, a white butterfly, or just a simple daisy, and to rest without guilt. It's the ability to say no, to slow down, to be present, or just to do nothing. When we allow ourselves to be in stillness, we protect our mental health. We listen the world, we smell the world, and we have more time to build deeper relationships. We have more time to be in silence, for gratitude, and especially for ourselves. In the world that is always pushing us harder, we have to remind ourselves that there is something more importantly. We are enough. And please give the children around your life permission to be bored, to rest, to exist without performing. Celebrate rest the way you celebrate achievement. Because in a world that worships motion, choosing to be still is the most powerful freedom we can have. Thank you.